Testing 1 2 1 2 testing. Testing 1 2 1 2 testing.
Twin Zinc, testing 1 2 1 2.
There we go. I got you. 1 second.
You here? Twin Zinc. Yeah, all right. I'm not sure. Maybe he's connecting.
I'm here. How you doing today?
Oh, okay, okay. There you go. There you go. All right. I'm well. I'm well. Can't complain. Today's been a good day. Good day. Good day. How about for yourself?
No complaints. Beautiful day. Hot day. Hot here in Atlanta, but all is well. All is well. We is good here today. No complaints. Here we go. Got everything set
Yes,
up I
it's a
need to.
beautiful day so far.
Hot. Let's see. Today is about yeah. High is 90. High of 91. So more than likely it was harder than that. So
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that it's. I have a little bit of a breeze here in Jersey. It's pretty warm. I just actually came back to the house maybe about 2 hours ago. I've been here early. I took work to the park again today, so I worked from the at the park earlier. It was really nice.
oh, you got some
So
vitamin D out there. That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, yeah. I'll be going back to the park in a little bit. I have a class around 8:30, so between 7:30 and 8:30, I'll be just posted up at the park for a minute before my class.
Uh huh.
You know.
What kind of
So
class?
yeah, I'm Bible study MIT. Preparing for catechism and things of that sort
Okay.
to move forward. Yeah, I'm about this life. I ain't just out here talking. You
So I'm
know.
talking about. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know what she's doing out here in these streets in Jersey.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have a Bible study tonight. We had Articles of Faith on Monday. Uh, Another study tomorrow evening,
Uh huh.
and then of course regular Sunday fellowship. And it's not that it's church as usual, so I don't want to give the wrong impression because
Hmm.
it's not so much Christianity or the religious movement or whatever. So I mean, I know these are recorded. I don't want to get a wrong impression. I'm a believer though, for sure.
No, I feel you.
you know,
I feel
but
you.
yeah. All right. Well, welcome everyone to the Real Deal versus How You Feel with your girl, Miss I Speak Life. Speaking of life, I was just speaking life, right? And
Right.
of course, my bro twins Inc. We're excited to be here. Hopefully, this goes well and we can, be productive and solution driven as we, attempt to be on a regular basis. But today's topic, is there such thing as code, guy code, girl code, or lady code, if you want to, be a little more politically correct? But guy girl code, is there such thing as code? And twins, how do you feel about this topic?
Uh, Pretty cool. I, I believe there is a guy code. I don't know much about the girl code or woman code, but I know it's a guy code. Now, do everybody stand on it? That's a whole nother thing. But there is a code.
Okay, do you think that the consensus for the code is the same? Like, if you did a poll, majority of the men would say that the poll is the same. I mean, the code is the same.
I would say the code is definitely would not be the same because the generation have changed as far as younger people and older people, whatever. It definitely have changed. Um, I mean, I'll give you one basic code right now. I was never part of the street life, but I know the part of street life is women and children is no hands on. You know what I'm saying? They're not involved with anything that the men do in the street. But now in this day and age, these little young whippersnappers out here are shooting everyone up, kids and all, women and all. They don't care. They violate, so they break the code all day. Not saying I'm a street dude, but that's one thing I know for a fact that was code. But it's definitely have changed now because of the times that we're in. If that makes sense.
Wait, so say it again?
What I'm saying is, so first off, I was never a street dude. So let's be clear there. I'm never a street dude. But I know
Right.
in the game of the game of the street that women and children is off limits. If you have a beef with another man, y'all two handle it. But now in this day and age that we're in 2021, these little young whippersnappers out here, they don't care. They break code all the time and they shoot up little kids. They shoot up women. Straight violation.
Mhm.
So that's what I'm saying. If I did a poll now, it'd be totally different because the old code that we had growing up has definitely changed. Or they're, young men is not being held accountable for their actions now. So they doing what they do now.
Mhm.
So that's what I mean about the code. So if I did a survey now, I was giving you an example, it would be completely different.
Okay. Yeah, I can see how, there'd be a difference. I mean, whether you're a street guy or not, I can definitely see how you'd respond differently. Hold on. I see Tech is here wanting to join. Hold on, let me see. How do I do this? I'll bring them up. Okay. Welcome, Tech, to The Real Deal versus How You Feel. How are you today?
I'm good. How y'all?
Wonderful.
We're good. So today's show topic is there such thing as code, girl or guy code? And Twins was just sharing his understanding and experience as not being a street guy, but still having code. So what do you think? What do you think, Tech? Is there such code for guys, for women?
You mean like when you say code, like what you referring to?
I would say like principle.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Twins.
Well, I was gonna give you another example. It was like it's an unspoken God code. Is that if you go into a public bathroom and there's let's say 4 stalls, the code is it's an unspoken thing is you go one, you skip one, and go to the other one. That's an unspoken God code.
Dick watching.
Right. But in this day and age, they'll come start right next to you, like, bro, you don't see the other 3 empty stalls next to me? You supposed to skip one. That's a God code. So that's to give you an example as far as code. Code could be anything. Street code, regular code, God code, but there is a code that I know at least I stand on.
Word. Shit. Well, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but for me personally, I think right now, like we kind of living in the age where most codes have been diminished for whatever reason. You see what I'm saying? So I think right now we in the age of people kind of living inside their own moral compass. So I believe that there is codes and there has been. I just think they're kind of being ignored right now. Like, 'cause this cancel culture and this normalization culture is kind of giving everybody an opportunity to kind of waddle in their facade truth, if that make any sense. Like, it's giving everybody the opportunity to act like whatever they think can work, but we all know that shit ain't true.
Facts.
So it's kind of erasing the codes.
Facts.
Right.
Ms. I speak light.
So it's not an official code. It's not a consensus as to what the code is. Everybody's kind of making up their own thing. Like if I want, so I guess like one of those unspoken codes that I grew up on, coming up in the early '80s, is when it comes to friends. You don't date your girlfriend's boyfriend or anyone they like. You don't even like them. Once they say they like them, he's ugly. You know what I mean? He's no longer on the market for you. You certainly don't, go behind their back and date someone they've dated in the past. Even now to this day, I don't care who my best friends are. At this point, these are sisters. These are family members at this point. But I don't care how long in between. It's just to know you've had relations with them, intimate moments with them. I don't have no interest in them at all. That's not always the case anymore. Now people are like, well, look, this is my soulmate. I'm not going to give up my opportunity to love. Selfish type of stuff. Like, what do you mean? The billion people in this world, you can't find love nowhere else but with somebody that, your friend has been with. And I know they say it's a small world, but come on. So, and unless they just got around a lot, there are definitely layers to that, right? If the friend got around and she doesn't do with everybody, I don't know. But yeah, there were hidden things that we just, in the household with siblings. You know what I mean? Don't eat the last of my food. If you had some of my, I buy a snack. I come up with 9. So it's 9 of us, 8 siblings. So If I buy honey buns or whatever my favorite snack is, and you have one, you better believe you better not eat that last one though. Everybody better
Word.
save me that last, or this whole house getting turned up. So it's stuff like that that you don't have to say. It's just understood. So I don't know if those things exist. I don't see them really playing out well when we look at different platforms that we've experienced each other on. Clubhouse. We look at Instagram. There's no code because if you let your friend do a crate challenge, something's off. You're not a friend. You got
No
women out
bullshit.
here.
That's some real shit.
I'm just saying that's not a friend.
Friends don't let
You
friends
got
walk
women out
crates.
here looking, like the Pillsbury Doughboy can of biscuits popped open and stuff that's
Mm.
too tight. You're not a good friend. You would have told her, sis, that's too tight. Sis, that's not good. You would have been honest. And that's what the code was. Look, if nobody else in this world is going to be honest with you, you're going to get honesty from me because I care about you as a friend. That's what
Facts.
makes us friends and the rest of the world strangers. Now, I don't know if that exists anymore. And I know my opinion is not popular, but I think honesty was the code, so, and loyalty. I
Yeah,
don't know.
all of that. That shit, like you said, like it's just a different time. That's why some people think that shit drastic, but that's why I went off the grid because the world, the turn that the world is taking right now, and I'm talking about, I ain't gonna say literally the world. I'm gonna just say the the vibe that media trying to push right now. I'm not with that shit. Like I'm a old soul. I'm an organic soul, and I'm not gonna goddamn change for nobody. Like fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If I got to be a time capsule for this shit to let people know how motherfuckers used to be, then that's just what I'm gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I don't care what changes. I'm going to stay true to who I am.
Right?
If there's a principle, if there's a code that I stand on, it's not going to change because, now everyone else is doing something different. If this is what I say I stand for. This is what I stand for.
So, Miss,
And it's like almost, go ahead.
no, I was going to ask you a question. So, as far as the topic, normally these topics you come up with usually come from somewhere. Did this topic come from something that you saw, heard, what?
Well, I think it was from our last show, and we were talking about show before last. I think we were talking about. Let me see if I can remember. Usually that's what happens. So we'll
Okay,
start talking about something, or I'll be in a different space, and that's where the content really comes from because you're
okay,
witnessing or observing perspective. And I know on the other platform in Clubhouse, women are nasty toward women, and men easily say, "Oh, women don't like each other." It's weird to hear men just say, "Oh, y'all don't like each other. Women don't do this." You can hear men talk about women and women what they do, don't do, and they talk about it so confidently, like, "How y'all know so much about women?" But women can't tell y'all nothing about yourselves. You're a woman. You'll never understand what it is to be a man. Blah blah blah. However, I'll digress right there. So there was some observations happening, and there's a cattiness. So the code that the men see is just that women are catty with one another. They're not honest with one another. They are jealous. They're in competition.
mm-hmm.
And I had a conversation recently where it's like, oh, women are just naturally in competition with one another. No. That's
Mm-hmm.
not natural. Women are taught to be in competition with one another, and they're not just taught by other women.
I don't think taught, but go ahead.
Yeah, they're definitely taught. I'm a woman. They're definitely taught to be in competition with one another. You don't have to
Oh,
decide. You can decide not to,
breaking
of
news,
course.
ladies and gentlemen.
Hence me. I know, right? Y'all didn't know I was a woman? Yes.
No.
I know.
We didn't know you was taught to be in competition with other women. I didn't know that, but go ahead, continue.
Oh yeah, women are taught, and not just by women, but by men. And here's how they're taught by men, and this is what I was trying to peel out before with them was you may not tell a woman to go and compete. You may not say those exact words, but you do a lot of compare and contrast. You tell women, you'll say, "Oh, we want natural hair. We want no lashes. We don't need a whole bunch of makeup. We want natural bodies."
Mm-hmm.
However, that might be baby mama. Or you might actually, have a dope friendship with that person that's natural. but what you put on your arm and what you parade around to your friends looks totally different, right? So what your actions show versus what your mouth says is two different things, which then promotes, that competition because now you got women trying to look like what they think men like versus what, is just natural themselves and understanding who they are, so yeah.
That's a hard one.
That's where it came from.
That's a hard one.
It's a hard one.
Yeah. When you said men say they want the natural woman and all this, but they're parading with the opposite what they're saying. That part right there. I mean, now granted, I'm married now, but what I like, natural and all that, that's what I currently have. So
Yeah.
So it, what I'm saying?
I can vouch to that.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying. I'm not saying you're wrong or not. I mean, but are we looking at, like, what are we looking at? Are we looking at these famous people? Or we look at the average Joe people? What are their outcomes?
Yeah, that's right. She probably just coming across niggas that goddamn say one thing and do another, bro.
You know what I mean?
And it's men and women like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm what society promotes. I'm thinking about
Okay. You
right?
just saying in general. Yeah.
Okay, I got you now.
Yeah,
all right, okay.
My personal.
Right. I mean, because I can speak for a lot of men that I know, and they don't say, "Oh, I need to leave. I need the eyelashes. I need all that." They're not saying that. That's what I'm saying.
No, because I don't want to keep buying that shit no damn way.
Man, listen.
They don't say
Facts.
it, but then what do you see them with? You know what I mean? Before they get, and this was the point that I brought out, is before they reach a part of a certain maturity level. So I think that plays a significant part in it. Then they will go for the one that they homeboys are going to approve versus the one they need, the one they are equally yoked with, or the one they're actually
they still immature. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm still grown. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But if a person's still choosing they partner like that, they got a lot of maturing to do. Since they not truly trying to satisfy themselves, they trying to satisfy the universe. When a man or woman truly get honest about what they want, all that shit is gonna go out the window. That's why me and this brother's able to say, look, I don't want all these eyelashes. I don't need all this weed. You are beautiful. Me, you can roll out the bed with coal in your eye and sweatpants on, and you'll never be more beautiful than me. You see what I'm saying? I don't need all that other shit.
Right.
But I'm not judging people that do.
Right, and I think it's a part of the process. But again, you have to be honest with where you are in the process. And that's a whole nother thing. We're talking about code. This principle, period, for man and woman, we see that a lot of folks don't live by these codes. You know, they're not honest people, period. You got all
and that's why we got to stop fucking with
propaganda and fake lifestyles on these social media pages. Cap on that app, as we say.
Oh, yeah, definitely capping. The cap is real.
What you just said, I think, is a big problem that we running into. I could be wrong, but what I'm experiencing, I just turned 30. It seems like what's going on is the kids that were raised right, whether they were raised by their grandparents, whoever it was, whether the community raised them and taught them some morals, what's going on, they done got grown, and they out here in the same world with the kids that were not taught right. And instead of waiting and finding like-minded people that were raised the same way they were, with their fucking head on their shoulders, they trying to make that shit work with other people, and that shit ain't gonna work because y'all weren't raised the same. Y'all don't have the same moralistic view, and we trying to fit in with these motherfuckers, and we not like them. We not heathen, and we gotta find people that was raised the way we was raised. And if you can't find them, just wait. Don't settle, because you ain't gonna do nothing but fuck yourself up.
Facts. We got a lot of followers and not enough leaders. You know what I'm saying? So you know, everybody want to have a trend. You know, everybody want to jump on the trend. So like you said earlier, they say they want this woman, but they got the girl with the eyelash and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to. Well, okay, I said this. Guys want to be in competition as well, right? When it comes to the women, they want to have the baddest girl on their arm, right? And sometimes the baddest girl may be the one who's put together like Miss Potato Head, right? Because that's the guy that everybody wants, right? Per se. And I can see where you coming from when you said that. They say one thing but choose another thing. I get that part, but they're not marrying those ones neither. They might get them pregnant and have a baby mama drama, that's a different story. But they're not marrying them. They're not making those women's
But what are we
wives.
seeing them marry though? What is being perpetuated on social media as the general public? I mean, to the general public is that the men aren't marrying black either. So yeah, they do not marry the ones that have the weave, etc. Well, the black one that has the weave, they go for the Becky completely.
I
Well, I'm
wouldn't.
gonna say this, sis.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Not all the. Go ahead, bro. You got it. You got it. Go ahead.
And we know everything we say on the show for sure is not absolute. You know, the point is for us to discuss the odds and try to come up with a solution or
Oh
some
yeah.
type of progression from it. So I'm not speaking in absolutes, and it's not necessarily my personal experience, you know, in my 5 block radius, let's just say. But on the topic and what we see in society and why these topics come up on other platforms such as Clubhouse, etc. This is what we're hearing. You know, this is what I'm hearing when I experience these different discussions.
And I get what you're saying, but you know, Becky's not even getting married no more. It's not really Becky who's getting married now. It's these. I can't think of the word they use for them now, but they're talking about these
The Asian,
different. Huh?
the Asian lady.
No. There's a different name they use for women now. A different type of woman. I can't think of the name. I can't think of the name
You
of the
talking
woman.
about Karen is?
No Karen. These are not white women.
Oh, okay.
The point the point I'm trying to make is that these men out here are not marrying just white women. They marrying these women from all over the world, right? And mind you, and when I'm saying that, we marry these women, right, from all over the world. You know what I'm saying? Or Arabic or whatever. All the ladies, right? These women don't have weave, right? They don't have all this makeup on. Some of these ladies have natural beauty.
Don't.
So
Well,
when
they don't because they already have that. They're natural. This is where the weaves and stuff come from because you're trying to look like a different race. If that were the case, there wouldn't be any weave. Because what melanated women haven't been informed or groomed or taught is that just like me, their natural hair is beautiful. It don't need to look straight.
Facts.
But when they date outside of these races, that's what they go for. What the women are trying
You know what?
to look like. The
Okay.
straight long hair, you know, nice color eyes, thin waist.
Okay, I'll give you that. You know what? I'll give you that.
Cooperative.
I'll give you that. Okay. And I'll give you that.
LOL on cooperative.
The hair part is not really a big deal. Right? It's the nails, right? The long nails, the long eyelashes, right? The women that they're messing with, going grabbing, you don't see them with the long nails and the long eyelashes.
No, that's a different lane though, because now you're talking about what.
No,
it's
all appearance. No, it's the same thing. It's all appearance. It's all appearance. Hair, nails.
No. I know
makeup.
it's the
That's
same,
all
but
appearance.
we're talking about two different aspects of what is trying to be depicted. When it comes to men and what they want, you have the
right, but men,
players
but
superstars
what we
that
said
we see
earlier
married
as
outside of the race, and then you have the rapper superstars who we see
yeah,
in video
but the
visuals.
point
What
is
do
that
these women look like?
the point is that we're
got
not
the long
the
hair,
men are
nails,
not chasing women
eyelashes.
with the eyelashes
They
and
do.
long nails. If you look at these guys who marrying women outside the race, these women don't walk around with long nails and long eyelashes.
Right.
That's still appearance.
You listen what I'm saying, twins. We're not saying that they are all of this. What I'm saying is this, right? When you talk about why a woman is trying to look like XYZ, this is what's being presented. You're saying out of your mouth that you like one thing. What's being presented is that you actually like something different, whether that be in the entertainment world, and we see the little Kim, you know, those type of images, the Megan Stallions now. That's what they're showing as what is attractive to men. This is what men want. Now, we all know that may not be true. You know what I mean? And then on the other end of that, you see in sports entertainment that they're marrying outside of their race. That's the long hair, petite, you know, thin women, cooperative, whatever. You don't see an image of what we actually are, is my point. Just our natural coils. If we're loud, we're loud. You don't see an image of who we truly are. Everything.
Because that shit rare now, though, sis. Like,
but
you
that's
right.
what I'm saying. Why?
But that shit rare.
This is what it seems like you want, or not you and you, but what men want, because this is what's portrayed. This is what is perpetuated.
Well, I'm going to say this. I see what
see
you're saying, but I don't think that's all the way true as far as the portraying. Because I think we both be in play. But I could be wrong. You get what I'm saying? But just as your fellow brother, Because like I can even tell you, and I'm gonna let this brother give his opinion. When I look on TV, I don't want no bitch like Megan Thee Stallion.
But
And I,
that's what you see, though.
but that's what I see. But that ain't what I want, and I don't think no other nigga want that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And
No, I agree.
and I think women know that too. So I really
I don't
think this
know.
shit. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying. That's why I said
I
I
don't
think.
know if
You know
we
what I'm saying?
know it because we still are waiting for the representation. It's just like any other person wanting to see representation. You want to see melanated father figures on the screen. You know they exist for sure. You know, some of us lived with them. Some of us have our fathers in our lives, fortunate enough. But you don't see enough of them portrayed, is what I'm saying. Of course, we know that there are men that don't need, want, or desire any of what we're talking about in terms of image. But we don't see representation of our melanated successful men with women that don't have these things.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
So
when you word it like that, I understand what you're saying. And I don't know, and I think that shit ain't our world no more, yo. Like as I get older, man, I'm learning our place. Like it ain't people that's really holding like that. They ain't trying to be on fucking TV. They somewhere because they got real life. They ain't watching fake on the real one somewhere because they happy.
Right.
Yeah, still there?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Oh, okay. She might got a phone call or something. The women now, I was looking it up while y'all was talking. The women that these men are chasing now is called the exotic woman. These are the women that's getting pretty much wiped up and married. So when she was saying they chasing Becky's, no, they no longer chasing Becky's no more. Becky is no longer it anymore. Do they still get married? Yeah, but the exotic ones is what's the new thing, the end thing now, as far as women. And that could be, and you look up exotic women, that's just, it's not just one race. I'll just say that. But when you look at them,
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah.
But when you look at them, you don't see all these eyelashes. You don't see, like I said, the weave part, the long hair. Beauty. I get that part. The long hair, I get that part. So I see why the black women will get weaved like that. But you look at everything else about them, you don't see all his makeup. You don't see all these long eyelashes. You don't see these long nails. And then on top of that, you don't see him in the streets out there twerking and do all this crazy stuff.
You need to look at TikTok. I don't know what y'all be looking at.
Oh man,
but TikTok, see, that's what I'm saying. That's why see, bro. But what she's saying is our main problem. That's why the black man and some not all, but that's why some of the black men and black women missing each other because we not even on TikTok.
We
are. You see what I'm saying?
We on TikTok, but not TikTok to find women.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Sure. That's what I'm saying. The black man and the black woman now ain't no disrespect. And I'm not saying no one is higher than the other. I'm just saying they not on the same intellect level no more. Right. You see what I'm saying? When a black man turn on YouTube and a black woman turn on YouTube, they not going to look at the same shit.
Facts.
I don't know women that go on YouTube. I think, certain things are men and men ways, and then certain things are, like you're saying, they're just looking at different things. It's not coexisting. It's not marrying each other. And then we come and we have discussions, similar to this. It makes it a little difficult to build upon because it's like, no, it's this way. No, it's this way. Because what are we looking at? Now, granted, we here, the three of us, can come to a common ground and say, my natural experience, me as a woman, what do I experience? Well, a man will look at me in a natural state or with a wig or whatever, and will be attracted to me by the way that I carry myself. I think that confidence is definitely a major part of it, regardless of what you have on, pajamas, jogging suit, or, you just popped out and you in the whole fit. I think it's really what you decide, how you decide to carry yourself, that really makes a difference. I cannot say for a fact that I've been approached by men more in my natural state than I have while wearing straight hair or a wig or anything like that. I can't say that for sure. And twins will tell you, I'm natural. I wear faux locks. I've been natural for however long, and I wear my natural hair. And I can't say that it's more attention or less. I think that the type of attention is different. And I think that's the maturity level, is really what makes the difference. Because if that man is mature and he's ready for relationships, he's interested in that, then he's going to look for certain things in a woman. When she opens her mouth, that matters versus what she got on her feet or what bag she's carrying, if y'all get what I'm saying.
Exactly. Because the real wealth is what come out her mouth, out her womb. All that other shit don't matter.
Right. Welcome to the stage, Latrice.
Good evening. How is everyone?
Welcome.
Well.
How you doing?
I'm good.
We're talking about code. Is there such thing as guy code, girl code? We just kind of build off a little bit to say what, is being depicted as wanted and desired versus what, society may show or what we actually experience in our real life. So, good to have another woman on the platform. I appreciate
it. A little bit of balance, right?
Holding it down. Yeah, a little bit of balance. I appreciate you. But share with us your view on the topic.
I just wanted to chime in on something Twins Inc. has said about the lashes and the makeup and things like that. From a female perspective, not necessarily 100% myself, but all of that comes from us as Black women. Oftentimes, we don't know who we are. We didn't have an identity. Everything we saw coming up were white Barbie dolls, thin white models. We had a few, Black models, but everything that was represented was thin, made up. And, it's like the things that we saw guys gawking at, and I'm much older than probably all of you. And our self-esteem or our self-awareness wasn't there. So even the generation that my daughters in are like 30, 27-year-olds and even younger, that phase to me came from I'm trying to create myself. I'm trying to make myself beautiful. This is what I think a guy wants because this is what I see them gawking at. So that's, I think, where all of that comes from, not even to try to veer off too much, the body modification. It's like that's where that a lot of time come from.
Awesome. Thank you for your response there on that. And I agree what you're saying there. The only difference is that now like you said, you may be older than us, as you stated. There's more resources and tools and things that we have now in this generation. If we're in 2021, if you're still looking at Barbie as far as whether to be a beautiful Black woman, there's a problem. And I say that because it's 2021. All my dolls my daughter have are all Black. She used to have some white ones, but I got rid of them. Not because she still has some of them, but the majority of the ones she has now is all Black. My son, he has Black Panther. He got like 4 of Black Panther, but I understand what you're saying. But in this era now, and now of course my kids are super young now, right? But still, at the age of I'm 39. Still, people who's in the 30s right now, you have a lot of resources to your hands. You can look up. You know what it is to look like beautiful now. So you can't say, and I'm like I said, this is for the people in the 30 age, right? 30 to 40. That people in that group I'm talking to right now. There's no excuse out there that you walking around here looking like, sounding like a Barbie instead of like a natural Black queen princess or whatever. There's so much resources out there to do your research to know what Black looks like. And you know what I'm saying? I see women around my age still running around with pink and purple, yellow hair, long nails, long eyelashes, all this makeup, and like, why can't I find a man? I mean, we don't want that. But the problem is you don't try to ask to find out what the man wants. And I'll put a pin there for a moment.
You got to think too, Twins Inc. A lot of that, when I'm speaking generationally, those 30-year-olds had to be reared in a household. And that's what I'm saying. Like some of us, when I say older, some of them come from different households where they weren't taught their identity. Like they weren't taught to be self-aware, self-esteem. I mean, you're 30, you can make your own decisions, but you got to understand there's that baggage too. You have to unpack all of that. And I think that also goes into like when you are the main topic of the code. It's like, where do you learn this code at? Does it start at home? Do you learn it in the street? It's like, where do you learn that code?
So I would like to ask then, for not just you but everyone on the board. So who job is it to show the representation of I would say the natural or beautiful Black woman? Whose job is that to show the representation so that we can come to a solution to this? What can we like? What? Who's the person? Who's the person should be directing? Like, ladies, you should like this, or it should be men? Like, who's the person who's going to help change this narrative here to show women what a woman should look like?
Well, for my opinion is not popular. I believe that the man and the father validates the young woman. And when I say validates, I mean he instills that confidence in her self-worth, self-value. So this is not even an issue. You know what I mean? She can watch her mom wear half shirts, no shirts, booty shorts. It don't matter what her mama does or doesn't do. She can watch her mama wear stockings and socks and jean skirts and long dresses. If that man validates her and instills that level of confidence in her and tells her one way or the other which is to go, that is more than likely what she's going to follow, right? She can see her mom putting on makeup and want to do certain things, early on just by, following. She's in the bathroom with your mom. She might want to do that too. But if her dad was to come and say to her and whisper to her, baby girl, that's not necessary. That makes you look da da da. Her image, her idea toward that image will change. So I feel like, it should be that the man seeks out something that he would want his daughter to replicate. That doesn't happen often, but that's another topic. So that there's no discord there. But this is how you do find a lot of dysfunction, because that man has settled with a woman that he's not really even attracted to, or don't really, agree with her practices, because he desired an image. He went with what he saw and not with what he needed in a lot of instances. And that's just how I feel about that. And what, in respect to what we're talking about, the father definitely has the ability to set the crown on that young woman's head, and she followed that regardless of what she see any other woman do or not do. It's my take.
Mic drop. I agree. And I think another form of code being broken is that men, they're not really doing their responsibility, right? Regardless of the situation between you and the mother of the child, it is still your responsibility or code to take care of the family, right? So the fact that most of these women are raised fatherless because the guy either broke code and wasn't there. Now we can go into the whole. We're not going to the whole situation on why he's not there, but I'm just speaking to the fact that used to be a code back in the day. Black families stuck together back in the day. That was a code. Probably unspoken code, but it was definitely a code. You know what I'm saying? I know plenty of granddads who raised families or raised kids. They weren't his, but the code was take care of the family. But I'll let my plan here.
Yeah, that's my take on it. Tech, you got any feedback on that one?
I mean, I agree, man. It's so touchy and deep. It's one of them things I feel like it ain't really no wrong answer for real, because it can be so situational. And yeah, man. All I can just say is like bro said, when people start breaking code, like the domino effect of it is so serious, because it causes another thing to happen, and then that thing causes another thing to happen. So I don't know. That's why just right now I'm just doing me. I honestly feel like if you ain't one of them people that done already found love right now, I just feel like it's a touchy time right now to be trying to deal with love just because of the era that we in. the world real evil right now in a spiritual sense. It's not really in the favor of a relationship. You can cheat just by going in the inbox. You ain't even got to get up and go to nobody's house. So it is, I'm focusing on
Facts.
myself right now.
And Miss I Speak Life, you said something was very important. Like you said, it's up to the father, right, to mold the daughter and show her what
That
to.
was so real what Texas said. You
Yeah,
can eat in the inbox.
yeah, he did. That's why I chuckled. Okay, so, so we know we have young women out here, young ladies out there who don't have their father out there. So who is their job to help mold those women out there? And that's gonna be a tough one because in most cases, not all, but most cases, women don't like being told what to do. So it's like pretty much if
Say it one more time.
so as you stated earlier, it's you in your unpopular opinion, it's the father's responsibility to make sure he mold his daughter a certain right way, or what to dress, how to dress, X, Y, Z, right? So now
Mm-hmm.
we have all these women out here that don't have fathers in their life, right? So now they're out there trying to find, or I don't know, find, but they're looking at beauty in different ways. But whose job is it now to kind of grab those? I'm not gonna call them lost, but those women out there who are uncertainly of how to look. How can we? I mean, is it even possible that we can help them navigate through how they should look? You understand what I'm
Well, I
saying?
think that
Go ahead.
anything when there's the biological father is absent from the home, just like with anything, you try to rile up a village. You try to get someone of valor, who you want to be able to pour into your female daughter how to conduct herself as a woman from a male perspective. What a woman looks like from a male perspective. Because she brought up a very great point, which I never looked at it that way. Of though I am a woman raising daughters, there's still a different vantage point of that because the dynamics are a little different. And though they see it's like me and my daughters, we have very little when it comes to like that. I think they picked up on the conservativeness that I have, but they put a little twist on it, and still kept it pro quo. Like they weren't the purple hair, the blonde hair, although they very well could have been. But I think also, again, me keeping gentlemen around them in their lives as a support system helped to guide them to be the women they are today when their biological father wasn't around.
Got it. And don't shoot the messenger here. Now, I can say now there is one person who majority of the time do keep a lot of women in check, right? As far as how they should dress and what they should wear. And it's called corporate America. For some reason, for a certain type of
Right.
jobs, whatever, you can't walk in an interview with yellow hair expecting to get this executive position job, right? Now, do people still get jobs with certain hair colors? Yeah, but we're talking about quality of jobs. We ain't talking about the low end job. If you want to make a good earning pay, right, to support yourself and your family, you come correct to these job interviews, right? Now, of course, once you get in, you might switch it up, but by then it's too late, right? Got them. But what I'm saying is this, because I've done interview in the corporate America, and people will come in one way, right? Because they know they want this job, but they know how to dress. They know look right. They ain't got long nails. Eyelashes not super long. Everything's professional, right? And they do it because that's what they want. But then if a regular man like me to say, hey, sugar, that yellow hair, don't tell me how I should wear my hair. It's my hair. If you don't like
That's
it,
what, bro.
boom. Okay, you
what
right.
you saying right now, that's why I ain't want to talk about it, bro. What you talking about right now, that's why I say I'm going to shut up.
Why?
Because of what he's saying right now.
So from your experience, and this is not society. This is actual personal experience that we are now speaking of, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that this is something that we need to pinpoint more often, so we can actually change the narrative.
Right.
Because if we continue to let society or what the media push and publishes and puts out be deemed as real, then people will feel like their personal experiences are just isolated experiences, just one that not really the majority. But if we all are having this experience where men aren't able to speak to women, aren't able to adjust a woman's crown, and don't get me twisted, Ms. I Speak Life certainly knows that there's a way of doing things, tone, and all of that matters. Um, but I don't disagree with a man being able to adjust a woman's crown. I really don't. I feel like any man, I've seen my dad do it. I'd be walking down the street with my dad. We're going to the corner store, and a woman can look like she's down, depressed, distressed. He would grab that woman by her hand, put her hand in both his hands, and say, "You are a beautiful black queen." She'd melt in his hand, by the way. I'm not saying that it was, my
Right,
dad
right.
was a little smooth, but I saw her countenance change, from that experience, from that encounter with him. And, he didn't slip her a number. I'm not saying they might not have talked after the fact. All I'm saying is what I was able to witness and experience. And from that, she perked up. You know what I mean? By
Right.
the time we walked out the store, she had some pep in her step. She was feeling different. She felt good.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that men don't understand the value that they have. Of course, it is about how you go about it. But, sir, yes, you have the it factor. You definitely do. And I feel like any man that respects himself and has discipline of himself, he can adjust any woman's crown at any point of her life. She's probably waiting for him to do it.
Facts.
I know my
Now,
opinion's not popular.
but
That's how I feel
and the
about
crazy part is, a man can't do what your dad did now back then. Now, you know what I'm saying? He can't walk into nowhere and say, "Hey, beautiful, don't touch me." It's just like
it. The temperature's different,
the
huh?
temperature is different, and now men don't want to take that risk. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to take that risk to say I touched you in a certain way, which I didn't, right? But because you have the entitlement, you have the power, and then just because I see you having a bad day, I just want to, every man's not trying to sleep with you. This first off, ladies, not every man. Now, most
Say that
maybe
again for the people in the back.
for people all in the back, not every man's trying to sleep with you. Okay, it's not that deep. Okay. Some people see, hey, sometimes it's hard to say, hey, your hair looks nice. You'd be scared to say that. Trust me. I let them say, like, hey, what do you think about my hair? Oh, it looks nice. But I don't want to initiate it because I don't want no problems. But see, that's the problem that we have, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to trying to help these women out here. Because like I said, when it comes to corporate America, you know how to act right with no problem. Right? Now, of course, is there a woman out there who got the color hair? But yes, but look what industry that they're in. Some might be rappers, some might be professional dancers, right? Nice way to say it. Okay, that's what they do, right? But that's not every woman, right? If you look on TV when the Congress people on TV, right? Everyone's suited and booted or wearing dresses, but you don't see not one woman. There's some black women there. You don't see them wearing bright color wigs and all that stuff there. I'm just saying. I'll put a pin here for a moment.
I think that introduces that there's a time and place for everything.
Right.
And I know I talked about my dad a lot, but I tend to do that.
Which is good because it shows that men, play a role. So that's good. Use that example.
They do.
It's real.
They really, really do. One of the things he would also tell me is, baby girl, I'm still baby girl to this day. Baby girl, when your man wants you to dress like Betty, if your man wants you to dress like Betty Boop, dress like Betty Boop. If he wants you to dress like Jessica Rabbit, dress like Jessica Rabbit, Janet Jackson, any of the sorts. But that is a time and a place for that. One, there's a level of intimacy, a level of companionship that's already done because you're identifying this person as my man. My dad always told me, you're mine until I give you away. Until I walk you down and I'll give you away, whatever that may look like. So when this is your husband and this is the man you're with, if he is desiring a different look, you got to keep it spicy. He didn't give me all of the meat and potatoes like that, right, twins? But what he was saying,
keep it spicy,
is to keep it spicy because what men are attracted to other things. And I think that's what we're not saying that, hey, yeah, I could be attracted to the girl who dance on the pole because there wouldn't be strip clubs if not.
Facts.
And they're not just filled with other ethnic groups, okay?
Right.
You ain't got money for the. Never mind. You don't want to pay child support, but you can go to the strip club. I don't know. But no, there's an attraction to that. There's an attraction to a woman who is thin and can put on a nice gown and can be courteous and understand what the difference is between the shrimp fork and the salad fork, etc. So there's a time and place for these characteristics to play out. I think we're not balanced. We're not telling our young people that there's a process, like what we started with. I think Kirk mentioned there's a process, and in your process, you'll go through this stage, you'll go through that stage, you'll go through this stage. We're having these discussions on some of these platforms as if stage one is stage one and done. No, you mature, and when you mature, your lenses change, your temperature change. Matter of fact, everything. You don't even have patience for some of the stuff. And like y'all said early on, I'm not even trying to buy it. If I'm the man and I'm taking care of this household, that's an expense. That's a liability. You talking about you want lashes, nails, weave.
It's a lot.
And we're not even going anywhere. I'm not even taking you to a gala or nothing. So it's not a business expense. We can't write this off.
No, not at all. Listen.
Yeah, so we can't write it off. I don't know.
Right.
That go for your cologne too. You out here trying to smell good for who? Who you wearing Tom Ford for? Uh-oh. Didn't think I was gonna come for y'all, but I had to just a little bit.
I smell good all the time. Never know.
You never know what. Right.
You never. You might be you might be stuck in an elevator. You don't want to be the funky guy. You know what I'm saying? You want to be the funky guy who dresses up all the time.
You better have some soap and water and some deodorant. Spending hundreds of dollars on some Tom Ford.
Now,
but you get what I'm saying.
I do. And you know what? And this might be a code for the ladies, but I should think of this. This should have been a code or was a code. When we're talking about what the men can see, right? When you say dress up like Jessica Rabbit, XYZ, whatever, that is something that is, I would consider to be a code, meaning that's something that you do for your man, right?
Right.
If your man that you're with for, y'all commit to each other, exclusive to each other, and he asks you to do that, that's something you should do for your man, right? The problem is now in 2021, I can go on IG pages and I can see Jessica Rabbit without even asking.
Mm-hmm.
That's
what we're saying, the lack of discipline, because then your woman feels violated, and instead of you saying, babe, I'm interested in Jessica Rabbit, and you allow that woman that you're already with to do that, she's not going to feel secure enough because she know you on IG all day looking at Jessica Rabbit. Now she feel insecure. Now she got to go get her hair and nails done to look like Jessica Rabbit. When in fact, she could have just bought one weave, got her nails done one time, played that game for you whenever, and y'all both be happy. But the communication's not there. The honesty is not there.
I mean, this might be a whole nother topic. Matter of fact, we did do this topic already. Is social media destroying our youth? I think we did this already, and it is, and it's definitely destroying it when it comes to relationships.
I wouldn't blame social media. I would blame discipline, because I got social media. I don't see Jessica Rabbit, and I don't see Ken dolls either.
Well, I agree, right?
What my thing looks like.
But
I'm not interested in looking at a whole bunch of half-naked men.
I get that, but I think the discipline is because, and I think because women are chasing the same men. So it's like who if the more clicks I can get, the more people liking my pictures and people follow me. There's a possibility that there might be a high profile person who might slide my DM and try to fly me out. So I'm gonna put everything out there so I can be seen. You understand what I'm saying? And
no, I'm not negating
I'm with you.
That their lack of discipline is allowing the is kind of the reason why it goes out there. Period.
Right. So
we talked about the what was it, the busted challenge?
Yeah.
You got 40-year-old women doing the busted challenge.
Uh,
What is going on?
I mean, I do have to say, black don't crack. Some 40s don't look 40, but I get what you're saying, though.
But my point is that where's the process? Where are you in this process? Because I'm just saying, insecurity will cause you to do one thing, and security will cause you to do something totally different. Not saying that I'm at 30. How old am I? 37. I'll be 38.
Yeah, carry the
I'm
one.
not saying that. Right. I'm not saying that the busted challenge is off the table. It's when and where and how. There's a time and place for everything. So if I'm busting challenging it for my man, or if it's me and my homegirls, we're having a good time together. It's not for the public eye.
Facts.
And we don't have privacy. We don't understand the value of privacy.
And you know what?
I say this all the time.
No, and I agree with what you're saying, but what I'm speaking to the people who are not in relationship, right? There's more people that are single to doing these challenges compared to people who are in a relationship. Now, because nothing's absolute. Now, there's some married people out there who's doing these busted challenges, and some even doing with their husbands, with them, whatever, right? I get that part, right? But majority is the women doing this stuff, or the ones who are single who want to get a man, but then you put everything out there on social media. Like, I'm raising a son, right? Now, the fact I'm raising a son, when he gets to the age to start dating women, I'm gonna tell him, listen, son, before you even think about even being committed with this girl, you can see everything about her. Go to her IG page, right? Pull it up. Tell me everything you see there. And we're gonna go through her page. We're gonna dissect her page and say, see, son, this is not a woman that you want. You don't want a woman that every man has seen and possibly might have been with. You think you're the only one sliding her DM? Do you think you're the baddest man out here in the world? You're not. And even if she pump your head up, you're not, because she got 10 of dudes saying the same thing. And that's what I'm gonna raise my son. So when he gets dating, that's what I have a daughter too. I'm raising baby girl. This is not. I mean, hopefully her mom gonna do her part too, but I'm gonna do my part from a man's point of view. Baby girl, you doing these challenges for the public and the world to see is not a good look for you. First off, as being a black woman, you already looked at as less than by itself. Now you out here with all this color hair, long fingernails. Trust me, men are not gonna take you serious. And I'm gonna give her the whole work scenario. The same way you go to work and dress nice every day and get a corporate America, the same way you should be every day. Now, if you want to dress like just Karab and all that behind the scene with your man, that's what you do to keep a happy house, happy home behind doors. But not everything is not for the public. And I'll land my plan there. Those are some codes right there.
Yeah, when it comes to parenting, you definitely can't tell nobody how to go about it, but you definitely want to instill what is going to propel a better outcome and experience than what you had. It's onward, upward. So, it's tough, because the exposure changes. What they're exposed to changes throughout the years. When I was coming up, I didn't have girls identifying as boys in my class.
Oh Lord, right.
I didn't have these. I thought the rainbow was still the promise of God. I still knew the rainbow to be the rainbow.
Right, with the pot of gold at the end of it, right?
Right. Even I'll take that. You know what I mean?
Like, shoot, I'm trying to get to the end. Where the gold at? Where the leprechaun at?
I didn't even take the leprechaun. You know what I mean? But hey, I grew up, the promise of God. That God won't destroy the world, by water again. So
Facts.
We always looked at the rainbow. We found the rainbow in oil spills, under the cars. We'd be looking for rainbows. And now you can't even, express to kids to enjoy a rainbow or.
It's funny too, because my daughter's like, Daddy, and listen, my daughter asked me, Daddy, can we paint the fence rainbow? I'm like, I asked my wife, should we have this conversation now?
And like, unfortunately, that's what I was getting
like,
you're gonna have to have the conversation earlier on, because society is pushing a different now.
Right.
Unless you are, a parent or one who feels like, what, I won't be raising my kids, or my kids won't go to school, etc. You're still gonna have to have the discussion, and how you choose to illustrate what's what. No one can tell you what's right, what's wrong. As a parent, God entrusted you with the kids, so hopefully you do your best.
Yeah, that used to be code. Code was you didn't talk about sex until at least you was a teenager. Now they broke all types of
Talk
codes
about
in school.
code.
Hmm?
Yeah, the school breaking
Yeah,
code.
codes
Talking
break
about we
all
gonna
type
have
of
same
codes.
sex conversation in 6th and 7th grade. What? What
Yeah.
they need to know about same sex for?
Ain't no more code, man. That's what I'm saying, man. This shit goddamn over with, man. I'm ready for God to part the sky any damn day now.
Tech like this is about to. It's over. Done.
Listen, if you know the word, you know the signs all over the place. So this ain't Sunday, but I know of the word, and there's just things you just can't unsee. Once you read it and now you're seeing it, like, yo, is this really happening? Okay, what's next? The chips? I mean, they talked about it, but like, that's coming. Like, I know it is. They're already working on it. Got robots coming. Like, this is what we had. I'm like, if I knew.
Yeah, the sad part is we looking for the chip to look like a chip, and they done stuck in people's arms.
Right. True.
Jesus.
Like what? Okay, what's the mark at now? Oh man, it's just crazy out here. The codes are being broken. No one is standing on them, and we need to do better overall. I mean,
all right, now we can't leave on no Debbie Downer moment, so we have to provide some type of solution. You've given some, in terms of what you will teach your children. In terms of how I parent my kids, it's not been popular amongst my actual family and friends and things because I don't hit them. Or I stopped doing this. Or I did this different. But ultimately, the discussions are going to have to happen.
Facts.
And I would say that the best thing we can do is to not try to have an open mind to everything. Some things we need to have a hard stop. It's a no. As long as I have to be the decision maker, you're an adolescent child, you're not of age, you have to abide by my rules. It's my obligation and responsibility to train you in the way that you should go so that you don't depart. Well, the way that you should go, God gave me that's up for me to decide. And when you become of age, then you're free to do whatever you want to do, but you're held accountable for your actions at that point.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you on that. 100%.
As long as I can receive a truancy, oh, yeah, you're going to do what I say because I ain't got time.
Right. As long as
so
you
as
in this
for
house,
me and my house.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
No, you're right.
So the discussions that we have, is awareness, it's information, but it's very clear on what's good and what's not good, on what's, for children and what's not for children, what is acceptable and not acceptable. So.
Right. And also, just to piggyback off what she said, because everyone doesn't have their own kid, which is cool, right? But some of y'all are aunties, uncles. You're the favorite uncle, you're the favorite goddad, you're the favorite cousin, and you have interactions with little boys and little girls. That sounds so wrong. You have interaction with family members that are boys or girls, okay? You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
It sounds crazy, right? But you have interaction with family members that are boys and girls that are growing up. And if they respect you enough to listen to what you have to say, it is your responsibility to pour into them, especially if they look at you as their favorite, right? I mean, they can talk to you about everything. Don't let everything slide through the cracks, right? They might have their own mom and dad. Cool. Listen, you're not trying to step on their toes. But when you see, some kids bump heads with their parents. They gonna do what they want to do. But sometimes they listen to the other family member. If you're that family member they listen to, it is your job to direct them the right way. Hey, you should not be wearing that type of dress out there. I understand you don't like how your dad positioned it to you. Say don't wear this way. Here's why you shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Add that second layer on, so when they do get mature enough, you're like, you know what, Dad, you were right. But then you see Uncle, hey, I appreciate you because you were that second voice, and that helped out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like you just play your part. And when it comes to young people, because the young people is the generation, and if we don't start with our young people, we'll keep doing the same cycle that's going on now. And I'm gonna land my plan there.
Just landing our plane. That's hilarious.
I love it. Clubhouse.
Don't crash it. Don't crash.
Yeah, I said landed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were saying something, Tech?
Oh no, I'm just laughing at y'all. I'm sitting back smoking this J.
Yeah, it's difficult when you are a parent though, because you have to not only speak to these children, but you have to be an example, and that's the discipline that I'm talking about.
Facts.
I can tell my daughter all day long, "You're beautiful. You're this. You're that. You're a princess." Or blah blah blah, whatever. If I'm showing her ratchet behavior,
Mm,
she's either she's gonna either follow suit, or she's gonna detest my behavior. She's gonna disrespect, have
right.
no respect for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's they're not just listening to what you say; they're listening to what you don't say. They're not just watching what you do; they're watching what you don't do.
Yep. And the same. Mm-hmm.
So
Facts. It's the same thing as well. With me raising a little boy too. So my actions, everything you're saying, I salute, follow up. You have to be the
yeah,
example.
yeah, and for my son as well. Like I realized, like what I observed was boys were getting away with murder. I'm like, no, first of all, if I'm gonna mandate that my daughter cleans a certain way, what makes you think I'm not gonna have you do the same thing?
Facts.
You're going to be a mature, responsible adult. This is how we're gonna get you there. And I heard a saying that women raise their girls and love their sons, or something like that. Say, well, that doesn't sound right, because if you love your child, you're gonna teach them what's right, wrong. You're going to, discipline them when necessary. And I don't mean beating on your kids. Again,
Yeah.
everyone does it differently, but I meant discipline.
Yeah.
And you don't do it the same. And that's what I was going to say. When we talk about certain ways that women are being spoken to in terms of adjusting their crown, there's a lot of pushback because of the fact that men are not all men, but in some instances, they want the message to come through clear, but they don't realize you can't present the message to the woman in the same way that you present it to the man. Let's, as we try to leave this show on a high note, let's think about how we're presenting the information to one another, because our differences should be appreciated. I appreciate the fact that you two, in particular, and men think logically, so that it'll balance out the emotional. As a woman, you say something about my kid, automatically I'm feeling it. Whereas you like who did what, where, when, what is the information? Let's process this. I think that we need to start appreciating those differences and, bringing a balance to them, communicating with one another in a more healthier way, where you don't feel that you can't express, hey, we don't like this, and feel like you're going to be attacked for it. Let me know. Men don't like what? Okay, noted. I don't have to waste my money on this. Even
right.
better.
Talk to him.
Because initially, right, if you're talking about the single ones, aren't you managing these budgets? Aren't you the one that's buying these things to attract these men that don't want these things? That's insanity. I'm not doing it.
Man, facts. She dropping gems. I'm sorry.
I'm not doing it.
Right.
You're gonna take this natural coiled hair today. We better go somewhere.
Listen, you know what? I'm done for the day, because I don't want to jump off the deep end. I'm done. I am done here. Miss I Speak Live is dropping gems out here.
You gotta text it to me. Oh God.
I mean, it is insanity. It is insanity. Like, why are you spending this money for the stuff that we don't want?
Right. You better put that to a gym membership, huh, Twin?
Exactly. I mean, gym membership, savings account, something. So I'm just saying, it makes no sense. Listen, real quick, eyelashes. This lady broke it down. I broke it down with this lady. She told me everything for her. Her eyelashes cost her $78, so $80. Her toes between like 80 to 100. So I was like, okay, 80. So that's $160. Her hair, she said, normally I pay around $200. So 160 plus 200, that is what, 360? Did I get that right? Or three something? Almost $400. Almost $400 just for nails, toes, eyelashes, and hair. We ain't talking about going out to eat. We ain't talking about clothes, food. Just that alone. And
I'm sorry, that's not even high. That's the low end.
Oh my! See,
that's enough to get them part of profit though. If you're doing that shit every month, you realize you can be paying a mortgage on a lot of land for that goddamn much.
Listen,
Tell them, Pat. Go ahead.
the,
Drop your gems. Go
right.
ahead.
Listen,
Go
the
ahead,
hair is the
Pat.
month, right? The hair is the monthly one, right? But the nails might be kind of either 2 weeks or even weekly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
I was about to
hell
say
no, fuck
every 2
that.
See,
weeks.
And I
see.
bet, hey bro, and I bet you they ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and
Mm-mm.
doing that shit and don't own that. Stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
Don't own anything. That's
Mm-mm.
that part right there. You know, that part. And I'm not here, women, be mindful. Yes, Miss I Speak Life, I support us women. I know this goes on both sides of the spectrum. We're just talking about the women for the moment. We know the guys are out there wearing, expensive clothes and
Jordans.
they own nothing. They don't have a phone in their name, let alone
Mm-hmm.
land.
Jordans.
But right now, we're saying, right, but right now we're talking about the women because it's imperative that we change how we do certain things if we're teaching our children. And that's not to say that the men get a pass. The
We
men
don't.
need to be present.
Facts.
The men do need to be present.
Facts.
And then, the
Yeah, me and
discipline
y'all
level is
fucking
different.
up too. Shit.
Yeah, not a pass, but for sure, there's just some things that just is out of whack. You know what I mean? If you are managing, and don't get me wrong, again, Ms. I Speak Life, I make sure that my feet are taken care of. I don't want to cut myself at night under these covers, okay? So I scrub these bad boys every once in a while. I treat myself for actual pedicure. But yeah, you make sure you groom yourself. Grooming is, different than what we're talking about. I think this is extreme. This goes beyond grooming when you have to have your hair, your nails, your eyelashes, your makeup. Do you know how much makeup costs?
See,
I ain't got no problem with you grooming yourself. That's top of the line. Like, I look at that shit like a ritual, and I don't like that shit either. When I went like, I don't like combing my hair. I'm gonna get me a wig, or I'm gonna do this. Bitch, if you don't comb, forgive me. Woman, if you don't comb your damn, even the monkeys goddamn pick bugs out each other's hair and comb their hair goddamn day. You telling me the guy? Come on, man. You lazy than a damn monkey.
God, no, you didn't say even the monkeys pick the bugs.
Even the monkeys,
out.
first thing, you feel me though? You sit beside a monkey, that motherfucker gonna look at you. Come on, you got something in your hair, they gonna get to picking that shit.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Hands down, funniest thing I've ever heard. Even the monkeys ain't walking around with bugs. Come on, y'all. Clean your hair, yes. So
I'm just saying, I don't like that, because they'll tell you in a minute, I don't like combing my hair, I'm gonna go get it. Man, if you don't stop that lazy shit and comb the blessing God gave you.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the convenience, right? And I think there's layers and levels to it, because if I'm working 40 hours, like you working 40 hours, then, somebody gonna be doing this here. Because when I come home, there's responsibility, obligations. Then what? Because you go to the barbershop.
Well, shit, you know I'm a weirdo. I feel you though.
No, not
and
you,
right.
No, not you.
That's why I say you right. That's why I say you right. Man, you right.
Yeah, I think
I be having to remind myself that, like you said,
we're anomalies.
All at our levels.
Word. Because then you got some of us who the whole house is natural. The men got locks, the women are natural coils. Nobody's buying processed, products in my house. Anyway, no one's going to the barbershop on no weekly basis or hair salon. It's just not happening. We got goals. So that's just not happening. But to each his own. Again, there are definitely ways, we want to leave on a high note, definitely ways to look at your expenses. And if you can find any of what we're saying to be something to ponder on or reconsider, then we've done our job, right?
I agree.
We've pointed out that some of these things that we have as expenses may not even be necessary for what we're trying to attract and where we're trying to go in life, and can be applied to things that we might want to attain that may be on our bucket list or on our goal list that may seem not, unachievable, but we've just been advised, hey, that $400 could be part of the mortgage, or, paying for some land.
Or you know what? Or better yet,
insurance policy.
I agree, but listen, or even better yet, because if you like to travel, this could be part of the vacation.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
yeah.
we can go fly out, you know.
Hopefully you own something before you vacate, though. Something to come back to.
Oh yeah, I
Before
agree
you know
too.
that landlord be done sold his house and you be up the creek. But
I'm saying.
again, on a high note, we gonna leave.
You said the 400. I said was a low number. I am shocked.
No, 400 is a weave by itself.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, that's a low number. You
Low
start
number.
around about there.
I'm sorry for the
Don't
ladies
let
I
it
low
be no
balled out there. I'm
lakefront.
sorry.
Don't let it be no 24, 26 inch. We talking $500-$800
Oh,
easy, and that's just the hair. That's not
Too
the
rich for my
installation.
blood.
oh yeah.
That's not being installed.
Oh,
That's the
just to get the hair in the
that
first
is
place.
that's to get the hair in the first place. The install is gonna be another $150
Oh,
for this time.
that's like a car note.
Who you telling? That's a down payment. You know what picture
That's
is true.
car note
That's a
and
down
insurance.
payment.
Oh,
You
we got a
got
message.
bags, Birkin bags. These things, these are. Listen, but here's the catch-22 before we press play.
Okay.
And this is a conversation. It's probably another show topic. I was just having this conversation yesterday because the catch-22 is that men. And this is from my own experience talking to several men. I polled them, one of which you guys may have encountered on the other app, Rob. And he even said out his mouth, hearing himself say it, it don't make sense, but it's still there. It's like an unspoken code in him that the woman has to want to shop. That is a level of femininity. So men don't look at me, Miss I Speak Life, as a woman appealing in some instances because I don't like shopping. So they're like, no, you supposed to like to shop. You supposed to like to wear the nice clothes and So there are men that actually look for this, and they consider it to be a level of femininity.
There's levels to it. So they have to say more in shopping, right? For example, my wife she goes shopping for the house for food and stuff. When she goes shop for the kids, I give her the money because she know what size the kids, everything wear, right? Like that stuff, yes, because I don't got the patience, right? Because my wife will go to 3 different stores. Me, I'm going to Walmart. I'm gonna buy everything there, and I'm done. I'm not going to Target. I'm not going to Aldi's because they got grapes for $2 a pound. No, buying everything in one place. All right. So
now that's what I'm saying, twins. I'm like you, right? First of all, my kids already know. Y'all create the list for groceries. When we get to the store, go in there, get the stuff, call me when it's time to come to the register. Or if I go to the store by myself and I collect the stuff, y'all are putting everything away.
Okay.
I'm not doing any of that. I don't like shopping. It's not retail therapy. Matter of fact, I might need therapy after doing a little retail. I don't like to see my money leave my hands.
Right, that
like
part.
At all. I hate going to the store and seeing something you might like and then they don't have your size. Or it's just too much for me. Y'all can keep all of that.
Okay.
So for them, the men hearing me say these things, they see it as masculinity.
Nah.
They're not really attracted to it because it's like, I'm logical. I don't want to go to the store. You are supposed to want to go to the store. They don't see the beauty in the fact that, bro, we all saving money because we going to go with the list. We get what's on the list, nothing more, nothing less. And we saving time because I tell you, I'm not going to be there long. I'm going in and I'm coming out.
Man,
okay?
Listen, to say that's masculinity, like, you have to be in a deep conversation to even get to that point, right? About shopping. Because I never been on a date with a girl and say, hey, do you like shopping? That was never a conversation come up. Like, hey,
but we don't say masculinity and femininity growing up either. Look at where we are in this thing.
I get that, but I never just like that. That's not a question I would ask. Shoot, that might be something I ask maybe 2 months in or 3 months in, just watching. Like, hey, how come you like going to the store? And then that might be a different situation there, right? But to be like, oh, I can't talk to her. Why? Because she don't like shopping. Because she don't like shopping, or she don't like spending money. Like, which one is it? Like, give me some more layers to it. She don't like spending money because she don't like spending money. I like her. Give me her. Let me tell you how much money I spend for every week.
Another real experience for me, and I'm not coming from nobody, but I had a guy tell me it's my birthday, right? He said, you want to stop at the mall? Okay, sure. We can just stop at the mall. I'm thinking you got something already planned. You already know I don't like shopping. The last place I want to be on my birthday is the mall.
Oh, Lord. He
right?
messed up.
That's it. Twins, you know that. And you
One strike.
But right. So I'm like, okay, we must just be sliding through this mug, right? This is just a stop to wherever we going. It's going to be great. But this is not the stop. This is not the final destination. We get to the mall. And we just walking around the mall. So here I'm trying to be, I'm trying to take my time. I'm like, all right, cool. All right, it's gonna get better. So then he says to me, well, what do you want? Like, what store you want? Just we can buy whatever you want. When I tell you, I had a breakdown. I was so mad to the point of tears. I was too through. I'm like, I don't want to be here.
If you know me, I don't want to be here. Unless you was picking something up
Man.
that you already knew that I wanted, I don't want to
Right,
be
you
here.
picking something up that you know that you already ordered and paid for, and I'm just putting it on. Or something. That's what
Right.
I'm thinking.
You thinking
He like most women would love for their man to take them to the mall and say, go in any store and buy whatever you want. Most women, you better go find you most women.
Ooh.
Because this woman, I
Yeah.
don't give a rat's behind about none of these stores. And if you loved me or if you knew me,
Right.
you would have just got something that was significant to me. We could have went to any of these live music spots and listened to music and had a drink or dinner. That would have been it. But to take me to a mall and then make me go shopping and say happy birthday to me? Oh, heck no.
So guess what? Hey, guess what, Miss?
Heck no.
Guess what, Miss? I speak life. He broke
What?
code, but not listened
sure
to you.
did.
He broke code,
He
but not
sure
listened
did.
to you to know what you
And I
don't
broke
like and
up.
do like. Now that's a conversation you have on day one. What do you like to do? What do you don't like to do? Now that's the conversation I had. So I could write a check down box like, all right, she don't like this, she don't like that. So that means he wasn't listening. Dang.
Yeah.
Another strike.
My daughter was with me. She was like, Mom, you okay? No, I'm not okay. I'm not okay. I'm at a mall on my birthday. Get me out of here. Like, yeah, I'm sorry. It is that bad because it's not something I enjoy. It's something that I would certainly do when there's business meetings. I understand the type of attire. I'm aware of what I need to get, and it makes sense. And I will go and I will try things on and make sure that I'm presentable for whatever is coming up.
Right.
But just in leisure time and happy place and space, no, that's not it. We could have watched Netflix and chilled, okay? With some real movie theater popcorn, because I do, and I would have been all right.
All right.
But, that's part of it. Go ahead, press play.
Yeah, go ahead, play, and then we can get about here.
Right.
Woo! Hold on, let me see what they got to say. Okay.
Covered. Twin. Peck. What's going on, man? Just tuning into the conversation, showing some love, some support, stuff like that. Be down here, listening in, and yeah.
Appreciate you coming through.
Kendo, I'm surprised he ain't come up. Kendo ain't come up. Yeah, we about to wrap it up now, but Kendo, we were talking about cold, guy cold, girl cold. Does it exist? Clearly, it don't.
Not anymore. The code.
Oh, man.
We lost the
it's
code.
Unfortunate. The few of us, the last of Mohicans, right? We the last of the Mohicans still honoring code.
Right.
Oh, man.
We got to make code great again. Make the code great again.
Right, changing the narrative. Yes to the code. Stay by the code. Stand on the code. We need the code. And have a little chance and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. But again, we are wrapping it up. I appreciate everyone that came out and listened. Shout out to Peck for coming on and joining us today. We appreciate you, Peck. Kendo, everyone who listened and left a voice note. Wah came up earlier. What's that? I think it's what is it? Droop 711 is
Yep,
one?
Droop 711. Shout out to her as well. Respectfully.
Yeah, for coming
appreciate
and
it.
sharing, experiences. We appreciate that.
Yes.
And reposting. Shout out to Stereo. We will see you guys next week on Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern time.
All right.
As always, follow us, The Real Deal versus How You Feel, on YouTube as well as Instagram. Send us an email if you have a show topic or you want to discuss something you heard here at The Real Deal versus How You Feel at gmail.com. As always, Miss I Speak Life. It's a pleasure. I enjoy you guys. Thanks again, twins.
Always.
Of course.
The disrespect someone called me at the end of the closing.
No, it's cool. It's cool. We're going to have a part 2 because this got hot. Oh, wait. We got a message. Let's play it and then we'll close.
All right. Oh, man. I don't know what they're saying, so be careful. Let's go.
The Real Deal versus How You Feel. I feel like a new man. I feel great. I feel wonderful. I feel loved.
Is he
I
still
feel
playing his
depressed.
music?
I'm sad. Suicide.
Okay. On that
Well,
note,
good thing it's just virtual suicide and not real life suicide. I mean, people die on apps every day, right? Good
right,
thing it's not a real thing.
right. All right, y'all. Y'all have a
Games
good
are
one.
being played. Bye, y'all.
We out
See y'all
here.
next week.
Bye.
Bye.